Alright guys, welcome to the channel. We are going to put on our control arms. The reason why we're doing that is because when we done a 3-inch lift, it set the axle back towards the cab. And we want to bring this axle back up center where it's supposed to be. So that's why we're doing adjustable control arms. We are doing a high clearance, so stay tuned. Let's get started. Go ahead and unbolt your sway bar links before you start this project. Let my mistake be your lesson. Done a bunch of jerking, pulling, trying to get the axle to line up, and I did not think we was gonna have to lower the axle down as far as we did, but by the time I got to that point, I was so pissed I didn't even think to unhook my sway bar links and bent the piss out of them and had to cut them off. Now it really doesn't matter to me on this deal, just for the simple fact reason we've got new sway bar links anyway from BD Diesel. They're more like a shackle instead of a rod like this, but we're gonna be putting them on anyway, so no love lost there. All right, I got our new control arms here. Now I've already measured and got the correct measurement that I needed, but you start, this is go from end to end on the measurements. Now I have a 3-inch lift, so we're gonna pull this tape measure right there, and as you see, oh crap, 19 1/8. That's what we need right there. And the bottom control arm, which is the bigger one, needs to be 21 3/4. Now, let's talk about this bottom control arm. This is high clearance, which has a bend in it. Now, right here, you want to make sure that the ends of your control arms line up. They have about, I'm guessing a 5 to 10 degree angle, but you can see how this one right here is turned this way. This one right here is turned this way. Now, a good way you can tell, if you measure it, as you place it there, you see that's flush on the table. Now, if you loosen this up, now I was to spin it one direction. Now look how that's not flush. So definitely want it flush. And then there's how that goes together. I called apoc because they don't have no torque specs for the jam nut, and they never said crap. They said there was no torque. They said just give it a big That was his exact expression. So I'm gonna do whatever the hell a is. Now, all right, get your zerk fittings in and make sure they're both facing inward. That's the way you want them, and it takes a 3/8 wrench to tighten them right there down. And don't worry about, we're gonna wait till we get on the truck to grease them. All right, so let's go get the old crap out of the truck and start putting the new in. All right, we're gonna start out. All right, for your cam bolt, make a mark so you'll know where to line it back up at. We're gonna start out, we're gonna take the lower control arm out, then the upper control arm out. And do it in that order. And then when we go to put the new back in, you'll start with the upper one and stick in the lower one. It's ought to be fun, because I've already done the damn other side. I should know. All right, this lower one here is going to be a 24 millimeter. Barely. Take our dead blow hammer, knock that out. Pull that bolt out. Alright. Knock this in here out. Don't lose that. It falls out just like that. There's a lower one out. All right. That one's gonna be a pain. I think we gotta move the exhaust to get this one out, if I remember right. Yeah, shit. All right, got to take this bolt right here out, easy as pie, pretty much. 21 millimeter on both ends for that one. Now we got the one last bolt left, so I'm gonna see if I can get to it without moving the exhaust, but I don't think I can. All right, here's the plan. We're gonna go ahead and take this nut here off, use this ratchet and socket here to hold it, and then I should be able to pull down on the exhaust and push that bolt through. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. And by the way, that's an 18 millimeter on this side. I told y'all 21, I think. And then the other side here is a 21 for sure. Oh, I got to turn the wrong way, don't I? There you are. Yep. It's too much like work. Now pull it down on the exhaust. I should be able to get it out. Dear God. All right, take your brake line loose because you're gonna need it to get past all this. So, I'll kick up, pull out like this. Shoo! All right, now we get to put the new stuff back in. All right, slide that up in there. Bring this down right here. There you are. Okay, I'm gonna get my bolt up here. Pull down on the exhaust. Go ahead and start our nut. Now, we're not tightening any of this down whatsoever. You will not tighten these bolts down, torque them down until we get the wheels back on the ground and get it set on its own weight. But we are starting it just enough to keep it from falling out, that's for sure. All right, let's move on to this side. Get this side here started. All right, I wonder if I can rock this axle back. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe I can do it all the way, who knows? Let's try it. Oh, no. All right, so we're going to get a ratchet strap. Shoot. All right, so I've tried ratchet strap, tried come along. Come along worked on the other side pretty good. But here's how I've done this. Now I forgot, so darn pissed, I just forgot to start recording again. So I got this side here lined up, and this side over here wasn't lined up. Or it's not, still not really. Got this here lined up enough to get it in there. Then I've been using the jack to jack it up and down different positions to get it lined up best I can. I'm gonna take this dead blow so if I can't knock it in there. That's not working. So I'm gonna mess with the jack a little more. See if I can try something a little different here. Maybe jack it up a tad more. See if that won't help line it up. Let me check it. All right, I'm gonna position a little more. I'll take this here. Holy shit. This is ridiculous how aggravating this right here is factory ones are a lot easier to put in my opinion. Okay, now this bolt here originally came in this way, but we're having to do it this way so I can get the line up. All right, let's screw her nut on. At least that don't go nowhere. And now we'll move on to the bottom. All right, for the bottom, you want to make sure your bend goes towards the inside. That bend right there, you want it to go toward the inside. Make sure your jam nut's on the back and your grease fitting holds her down. So I'm gonna attempt to put this one in. I really hope this bottom one goes a lot easier than that top one did. Put her nut on. All right, I got the bottom one right there, and I tried moving the jack up and down. That did not work. So, as you can see, I got the come-along hooked to the back of old Blue. So, we're gonna see if we can't get the bolt in there. I got it about as even as I think it needs to be. I may have to take a hammer and pop it. I don't know yet. But if this works, this will definitely be a lot easier than that top one was. Alright, not quite lined up. Take this damn Blue, see if I can't knock it down just a little bit. To get this started. Turn. Oh my God, yeah, this is definitely way easier than the top ones. All right, put this here back on. Gotta make sure. All right, you know, let's see if I can't adjust this enough to get it in there. There we are. There's what I was looking for. Just barely snug it. All right, got grease fittings right there in the bottom. Put them in both of them. Make sure they're pointing towards each other. If you hadn't already tightened your jam nut down for the lower control arm, just tighten it down. No torque spec on it. Just like they said at APOC Industries, give it a so. And remember, leave these here loose. All your bolts, leave them loose. Now I'm gonna put the wheels on, torque the wheels down to specs, and set the truck down. And then we'll move on to the next step. You want the truck on the ground next, wheels and all. Because basically what it is that this will position, the axle position exactly where it needs to be before you torque these here down. And then we can set our alignment, get our alignment back to the way it was before we started, which does not mean the truck will be aligned properly at all. Yeah, it could be, it could not be, who knows. But you still got to get alignment after we do this. After you get your wheels and tires, as you can see, I got mine on the ground. Torque your lug nuts down. It's upper control arm. You're going to torque this back bolt to the frame and the front bolt to the axle to 120 foot-pounds. Then you're going to come down here to the lower control arm, and on the frame side you're going to torque that bolt down to 170 foot-pounds. Then you're going to come over here, and there's my paint mark. You're going to adjust your cam, which will be on the back side. Put your wrench back there. It's a 24 millimeter back there, and turn and adjust your cam until you get your line there to line up with your paint mark that you made. And then you're going to torque this bolt down to 140 foot-pounds. After you do that, make sure you grease everything. Make sure you've already done that. Double check your jam nut right there. Make sure you got it tight. And go get an alignment. Anyway, this job's been pure hell. I'm over it. All right, our axle, it's centered back up. Spring straight up and down. That's what we wanted right there. Not 100% sure if the damn fruit's worth the labor at this point. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.